What is going on, everyone? Today I have Ryan, who's a very, very special guest. He's so big that a helicopter dropped him off outside. Security guards in the whole entire place.
They dropped me off from the ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know how you pulled that move off, or you just rappelled down. I mean,
right. I came in through that window. Right?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty impressed.
Yes, sir.
But Ryan is a really nice guy, man. I gotta say, I've watched your videos, and you're just a good, genuine guy, man. I respect that, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to shave your head.
Okay. Okay. He's gonna shave my head.
He told me as soon as he walked in, he goes, "Steven, dude, you have sick hair." And I go, "You can have it too, man. Just give me like 5 minutes, and we're good."
I'm trusting him with the clippers. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm sorry, I should have the mask on.
Yeah, no, you're good. We're both negative, right?
Yeah, people are so obsessed with how they look.
Absolutely.
That as I never thought guys nowadays, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you real quick: how important is hair to you? Is hair like, oh my god, I don't care how my hair is, or it's super important?
So like I don't really do much to my hair. Like I just basically I shower and just dry my hair and that's it. Like I just leave it messy pretty much. So in that aspect, I'm not really putting that much effort into my hair. But also, if my hair looks bad, I'm like super pissed off. Yeah. So then I definitely have those days. Like, yeah, man, sometimes when I like condition my hair or shampoo my hair too much, like it's super straight and then it just like looks whack, like it does like right now, honestly.
Right.
And you know, I can't really like, I don't know, I haven't nailed down like the look that I want yet.
That's what we're doing today.
That's what we're gonna do today. Hopefully we find it because, like I said, I'm giving you full reins. I trust you, so we'll see what you do with it.
You've been the first guy who said he trusts me in a long time.
Should I take that back?
No, you'll be good.
All right.
So I have been analyzing your hair, and what I want to do. So let's get front and center now. So right, keep going. There we go. So I've been looking at your hair, and I'm saying to myself, this needs to be layered a little bit better. Okay, so I can see there's somewhat of a disconnect, and there's a lot going on in through here, right? Yeah. So the viewers know. And I always like to break down my haircuts from a more technical perspective. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I do want to keep some length in the front because I think it's time for you to become a TikToker, bro. You have to become TikTok famous, and I'm going to give you my classic TikToker haircut.
There we go.
Girls, what do you think? Should he have the TikToker haircut?
That is.
He's going to look great. So a lot of it is having some length in the front here, but these layers need to be really balanced a bit more. Mm-hmm. That means when you brush the hair back and do that little thing, it's just going to lay. Right now, because of all this weight right here, it's not really connected right. It's just flopping down.
Exactly.
And then, so we'll shape this up into here. I'll cut this a bit shorter, work it into this being longer. Now the sides and stuff like this, what do you want to do about the sides? Just usually buzz it down and fade it up?
Usually buzz it down and fade it up. It's usually like a 3 to a 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling, man. I mean, you nailed it right on the head. It's way too heavy in the front. It's just kind of that disconnect there is like it drives me crazy.
So we're gonna make him a totally new guy, and we're gonna officially launch this TikTok account today.
Yep. Let's make sure you guys follow that.
And your OnlyFans is what?
My OnlyFans is just my name.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all nude content.
RyLove69.
Ryan Love.
All right, so I'm ready to start this haircut. I'm going to get you all caped up, and let's do it.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Ryan, so let's talk about your wrestling career.
Yeah, man.
Because I learned that your wrestling weight was, what, 180 or something?
182 my senior year of high school, yeah. And
dude,
then,
that's huge. How jacked were you, bro? You were massive. That's massive.
I was a big boy. I was walking around about 200, honestly.
Damn.
Yeah, now I'm like down to, I walk around like 167 now, or like 165. But yeah, my senior year I was wrestling 182, and then freshman year of college I was wrestling 174 until I broke my back and then medically retired. But yeah, I was big in high school, a lot bigger than I am now.
So I've heard when it comes to wrestling, I've heard about like guys that the weight classes are over like 200. There's like big overweight, massive dudes. Is that like true?
Oh yeah, the heavyweights it's anywhere from the last weight class is 220 in high school, and then it goes to anywhere from 220 to 285.
Okay.
So some of those guys are like cutting down from 300, 315, and they're massive, like giants.
But they're just like overweight though, right?
Some of them are. We had I went to Blair Academy in New Jersey, and the heavyweight that was on our team. His name was, we called him Olu. He was from Africa, and he was a chiseled like god. I'm talking like the man was 6'4", like 260, but he had abs like better than I do, and you know what I mean, like just crazy. But yeah, a lot of them are just like bigger dudes.
And then what happened? Like you were wrestling. You were injured in a wrestling match.
I was injured in practice, so I was practicing at UNC Chapel Hill. That's where I went to college, or I still go to college there. And I was practicing like a week before nationals for them, NCAA's, and I was doing like 2-a-days because I was training with the 174 pounder and the 184 pounder, so I was going like double practices every day. So my back got really worn down, and then one day in practice, I just got like bent backwards, and I heard a snap, and I kind of like crawled to the corner of the mat, and I couldn't stand up, and yeah, it was bad, man. And after that, I just figured that it would be best not to continue, you know.
Right.
Like my back's a little more important than winning a national championship.
Yeah. And
I got a really sick ring. UNC won ACCs my freshman year, so I have an ACC championship ring. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Is like a big difference between a high school level and college level with wrestling?
It's huge. I mean,
any sport really, right?
Yeah, any sport, especially like Division I. I mean, everybody that's in the room is you know, you talk about like state champs in high school and national prep champs and whatnot. And then when you get to college, it's like every single kid in the room is a high school state champ or a high school national champ. So it's definitely a big jump for sure.
From somewhat of a little bit of drama, right, is how things started.
Yeah,
right?
kind of. Unfortunately, but like, you know, I've always wanted to, you know, be a presence on social media and kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
But I never really I don't know. I was just always not like confident enough to just do it. Like until, you know, the drama happened with Ethan and Grayson, and after that, it was like. I was just like, you know what, screw it, man. I'm just going to start my own channel and, like, tell the people what actually happened. Yeah. And it just popped off. That video got, like, 800,000 views. I guess, like, what I was talking about kind of resonated with people. So now, I mean, most of my content is just really raw. Like, my whole thing is, like, I'm just trying to help people. Like, if I can talk to you and be raw and just be myself and, like, not have to put on a fake act for the camera, that's what I'm trying to do, you know? Yeah. And spread positivity, yeah.
Well, I do know that you mentioned in your video that you were getting a lot of like hate messages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what were people going to say?
When I got hit by a truck, I had people that were on Twitter like posting like memes of deers getting hit by a truck and being like, "Yeah, we hit Ryan Karoly, but we should have hit him harder." Like, just like really messed up
people
stuff.
People are still doing that?
Oh yeah, like.
Oh my God.
And it's like it's all like 14, 15-year-old Dolan fans. So like I don't care, you know. It's like whatever. But oh yeah, I got so much hate in my DMs. It's like. A lot of times I don't even read them because Twitter sucks. Like I can't even I can't go on Twitter because every single mention is just like a Dolan fan account trying to attack me for something. I'm like, look, guys,
but you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I was hired to train Grayson to wrestle Logan Paul. That was the original plan, right? And then it turned into I was going to be the co-host of their podcast. And I filmed recorded one podcast with them. I was in like 5 of their vlogs. They're like, "Yeah, man, you should just move in with us. We're gonna blow you up." Like all this stuff they're dangling in front of my face. And then like if you watch my video, all of a sudden it was kind of like they just kind of snapped because I literally went on a walk with a girl. Okay. That Grayson flew out, and it was just a stupid situation. But
I saw his video and. He was saying yeah, because of other people in high school or something, like were responding to and that's why he said he got like freaked out.
And it's like I kind of understand that, but I've been friends with them for like 10 years. You know, I'm like the longest friend that they've had, and you know I've had opportunities to exploit them for fame if I wanted to in the past.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean,
everyone's done stuff that you know.
And not even that, like just even posting pictures with them, like they would tell me like I'm not even allowed to post pictures at their house. I couldn't put a Snapchat story like when I was hanging with them. It was just like a little bit like oppressive. It was
that's gotta be kind of hurtful as like a friend though. Right?
Yeah, man, and like you know I kind of understood it first. I was like, oh, like I respect their privacy. I don't want to overstep, whatever. But then like once they put me in their vlogs and filmed the podcast with me, and you know I was gonna be training Grayson to wrestle Logan Paul. And then they just deleted all the footage off their channel, like I didn't exist. I was like, all right, well, that's not cool. So that was when I like just made my video, and yeah, ever since then it's just kind of been I've just been like vlogging, making my own content, and trying to curate my own audience.
You still get people like creating drama from that stuff. You're like, dude, get over it already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. I like that's why like I've made videos and I'm like, if you're a Dolan fan, like just kind of get off my page. Like I really don't want you here. Like just
And you
like,
still say you were saying good things about them.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you love them like your brother.
No, I have no personal problems with them. Like and that's why like I'm not gonna. I've said in my videos I've never like exposed them or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell the truth. Like I'm not gonna let somebody paint some picture of me that's not true.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I've done. So.
Right. It seems like you moved out to LA, right?
Yeah. A little bit, I moved out for them basically.
Oh, for them, yeah. Like I've been out to LA, man, and I know it's a pretty hardcore scene out there. Everybody moves out there because they think they're going to become famous, and and it's great if you have the connections. But like, from what you've seen, right, and for people that are watching or they want to be the next TikTok star, they want to be famous. Like, from what you've seen, like, what insight do you have? Is it all fake? Is it just you have to go through some drama?
Yeah, like I mean, listen, from what I've experienced with like just with the time I've spent out there, a lot of it is just like a facade. Like a lot of people like to put on just this fake face for the camera and act like they're a completely different person, like for their vlogs, like the Jake Pauls, and that's all that stuff is rehearsed, all that stuff is fake. And that's what a lot of that scene is, and it can get to be like really overwhelming really fast, in my experience. So like, I mean, from personal experience, I would just say like, don't rush into it out there. Like, yeah, LA is great, and like I can take it in doses. I've always said that. Like, I can be in LA for a month, but anything over that, it starts to get really, really taxing mentally. Like, it's just everyone's fake. Everyone wants something from you. Everyone's trying to, in some way, make money or benefit themselves. It's not.
I feel like you expect that though. Every relationship out there is just transactional.
Absolutely, they're all transactional relationships. That's a perfect way to put it.
That's
it's
what
like
the Sister Squad kind of was.
Yeah, the Sister Squad was absolutely
Like, what was
transactional.
the deal with that anyways? Like at the end of the pod, they never talked about it.
Yeah, no, I mean they never talked about stuff because like Ethan and Grayson wanted to keep everything like hush hush. But basically what happened was like when James had his scandal, like that whole thing where everyone was saying he's like a predator and stuff, which was bullshit.
Where he said what?
When like people were saying that James was like trying to turn straight guys gay and stuff.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
It was all bullshit, and like that came out like that was not
they
true.
They were talking about how he would like murder Grayson.
Yeah, and I mean like that was all like a part of it. That was a part of it. Like they literally planned they would plan the fact that like they were gonna joke about that to make like. And they would get 30 million views, so like I would do the same thing.
Well, like 50, I mean, a lot of stuff.
Right?
50 Cent and P Diddy, that whole thing was set up. There's a lot of setups.
There's a lot of setups, and that's the thing is like you got to watch with kind of like some.
I feel like they just get scared last minute.
Yeah, that's
They're
definitely
like chicken out, like they're like, okay, let's do this, and then like last minute, like, oh no.
Yep.
Like what did we get ourselves in here?
And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, they just stopped making videos altogether.
James out of everyone sounds like every single person I've ever seen them connected to, it's just like falling out.
Such a
Yep.
new kind of thing.
And then like it's like people like it's a falling out, and then like Ethan and Grayson will never address it because they don't address anything that happens. Like nothing.
Literally nothing.
Really? No,
Oh
man.
my God.
Now, do you feel comfortable saying this stuff, or
I mean,
is
yeah,
it
I
anything
don't-
that needs to be heard? Or
No, I
what?
mean like I feel comfortable talking about it. Like I said, I'm just gonna speak like what I believe and what I think is the truth, and like I mean
Like, do we cut this out or do we keep this in?
oh, I mean like you can.
I think just be real, man. We're
Yeah,
not saying that, but I'm
no.
curious to know what that scene is like.
You can keep a lot of this stuff in, man. Just
I mean, you've already said literally everything you're telling us is what's
is on my channel. Yeah, exactly. So
same stuff.
yeah.
Plus,
and-
this is being recorded right now, and I don't want it in and out.
Yeah, you don't have to, bro. Yeah, no, I mean, like that's. I forget what I was talking.
No,
about.
we were talking just like the scene and like, you're talking about the.
Oh yeah, and you said that they, after my video came out, it was like they were getting a lot of backlash and whatnot. So, they put out like a video on their podcast channel called "Taking Ownership."
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I watched.
No ownership.
No
There
ownership.
was another guy named Ryan on there too. I was like, oh, that's him. I'm like, wait, that's not him.
That's the co-host that I was supposed to. Yeah, right. Now they fired him too.
Oh, really?
What?
They mutually agreed to part
He was
ways.
only on there like.
Yeah.
Like,
He signed. I mean, listen, I didn't sign anything, an NDA or anything, so like I can say all this shit.
Yeah.
He was an employee, so like
Wow.
you know, they can be. That's what I mean. Like when you're signing your life away in contracts, like you can basically have whatever picture that anybody wants to paint of you painted, and you can't say much, or else legal action. But yeah, man. They made that podcast taking ownership, and basically just sugarcoated the whole thing. Didn't take much ownership.
So frustrating.
Yeah, and then I texted him afterwards, and I was like, bro, like I appreciate the podcast and like you taking like partial ownership, but partial ownership is not like accountability. And then they called me and they're like, look, bro, we'll put out a tweet saying not to give you any hate anymore, and then I think we should just deal with this like personally and not publicly. And I was like, okay, dude, whatever. Like it was just like a lot at that point. I was
Are you
like,
friends with like what was that kid called, Mondo? Did
Mondo?
you say Mondo?
yeah, Mondo told me he's like, bro, whatever you need, like I'll sleep in my car with you, like I don't care,
And
like
you know what? They've also been like
But-
last time. Who's that new guy that they added? And he was like, I'm high, and I was like, oh, you guys talk about weed now. Like,
he was a skate. He's like a famous skater or something, I think. Damn me, what's his name? I forget his name. Yeah, but like they all of a sudden like they're talking about weed and like getting drunk on their channel. And, like
And I was like, oh,
Grayson's
okay.
putting like Snapchat stories about like butt chugging, and I'm like, dude, like what? Like
Well, they also are like 4 minutes and like 30 seconds.
Exactly,
videos,
it's
and
like
I'm
Dobrik,
Oh,
like-
but because Dobrik is gone,
Everyone can
just
do it.
filling That. Tana's doing it.
Logan's doing it.
Yeah, Logan's doing
So
it.
let me ask you this. I want to kind of shift it a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
As a content creator and as somebody who, my brand and my everything is that I'm doing is based off of my branding, like YouTube and all that stuff, and income and all that. Like, how is it that these people, like, is David Dobrik like that loaded? He can just give away like Ferraris. How do these people?
Yeah,
make-
man. He spot like
Yeah.
when he gets sponsorships from Honey, like and you see him like do an
Yeah,
ad read.
SeatGeek.
Those are SeatGeek. That's big money. Like that is, I don't know the exact numbers, the exact figures, but I know it's over
Like-
50 grand per
Wow.
time he mentions them. You
So
know?
like, have you learned anything about that from working or knowing the Dolan twins? Like,
I mean-
you don't have to disclose any
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
money, but like, is it like, what's the secret to landing? Is it just being a good-looking guy? Is it viewers? Like,
I think like it's all about your demographic and like the amount of views you're getting. To be honest with you, I mean, if you're talking about like you were saying, like if you're appealing to like a largely younger demographic,
Mhm.
and you're brand friendly, like you're not cursing in your videos, you don't talk about drinking, smoking, all that,
Mhm.
you're gonna get those deals. Like you're gonna get bigger brand deals than if you're somebody who's just being like raw and talking about like actual life instead of just sugarcoating it and putting, like I said, putting on just kind of like a fake show. But yeah, that's why like a lot of those people, like you saw Jake Paul for the longest time, like he appealed to like a 9-year-old demographic, and he was getting,
9-year-old?
yeah, it was like all like
The
9.
Maverick-
I went to his merch store. I'm not even gonna lie. Just sitting there.
I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, and like and
Disney Channel.
yeah, Disney Channel, like that's what he was doing for a long time, and he was making big money like that. But and then I mean, it just gets tiring, and you see like eventually they all phase out of it. Like now Ethan and Grayson are phasing out of it. Jake and Logan phased out of it, and like you can only do that for so long, where you're like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, and try to be super uppity for the camera and just be like a
Mhm.
fake person, you know?
Have you gone to the Hype House?
I have not gone to the Hype House. I don't know. I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, never been there. Never been. I was
They're
at.
brand new though.
What's that?
They're brand new, like the Hype House and all that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's more recent. Like I feel like Team 10 House and all that really hasn't been around for like 3-4 years.
Oh,
Or
Team 10 was-
5 years.
I mean, Jake started Team 10 when he was like 17 or
Yeah.
whenever he moved out there. Like he was like the first. I mean, he's definitely like a pioneer in terms of that stuff. Like he started content
Yeah, I would say
houses.
it
How
Um,
much more do you love Jersey that you've been out there? Like, I can't imagine being in the city.
like a million times more. Yeah, it's so nice just being home. Like,
Really?
oh man.
When I was in high school, I did not appreciate my town.
Mm-mm,
And
me neither.
now that I'm like home and like alone and no one else is there and I'm not in school, I don't know people, it is like
It's
the
great.
nicest thing.
Yeah, like just being able to relax and like not just, it's just such a fast-paced environment out there, which I like sometimes. But just being home and being able to just, look at some trees, like, and not, and they're not on fire, like that's
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah. I
Um,
could never live in a city without trees and
Oh,
like,
man, it's-
foliage.
So you don't have to move out to LA to make it big.
No, I don't think so. And that's like my plan is like, I don't want to like sell my soul to people in LA in order to make money or make it big.
Skincare entirely in Hawaii.
Exactly.
I was in New York.
Yeah.
All those, like,
I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah, you're in New Jersey. Yeah, you got it down, man. Like,
Yeah.
But my ideal place is somewhere I need mountain views and a hot tub. And, that's about it, man. It doesn't take much to please me. I'm not. Colorado, Utah, something like that.
So, have you ever experienced like a god awful butchered haircut?
Oh my gosh! Like, literally every haircut I've ever gotten, besides
Really?
like the last 2, have been just awful. Yeah.
What?
Because man, it's so hard to find somebody who's good around here, especially
Right.
around where I live. Like in,
Okay.
it's kind of like in the sticks. It's not like
Right.
so. It's like I'm going to like an actual like barber shop, and a lot of them are just like, man, I tell them to do something, and it just does not turn out good. And then at UNC, it was a little bit better. I found like one guy who's pretty decent,
Mhm.
but it's tough. It's a struggle. So I'm glad you reached out to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is a savior, because I was talking about it on my channel. Like, I need my hair cut.
Really?
I watched the video.
Yeah.
Hey Steven, let's DM this kid.
Yeah, for sure. No, and as soon as I saw that DM, I was like, thank the Lord, like, I'm taking care of this thing on my head. But yeah, I've had some really rough haircuts.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, not my last haircut, but the one before that. I got it was bad. I was thinking about buzzing my hair just because it was
Really?
like, yeah, it was
Oh my God.
This lady just did not know how to fade my hair at all.
Oh, man.
Oh, she butchered it.
Well, the trends right now, as like I mentioned, I call it like a TikTok haircut, is just
Mm-hmm.
it really is about it's almost like architecture,
Yeah, man.
because like, and especially the way I cut hair is, everything has to be symmetrical.
Mhm.
It's got to be balanced. It's got to be totally blended. I mean, that's
Yeah,
how
dude.
I am with cutting,
That's
and that's how it should be.
how
but-
it should be, right?
Yeah, but it's not always the case, and a lot of these hairstyles now, like a lot of people are looking for, they see these guys on TikTok. I used to call it like the dead animal look. I mean, some of them literally looks like there's a dead animal on their head, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a squirrel's mess on my head. But
Yeah.
man.
I'm like, what are these guys thinking?
Yeah.
But it's become such a trend, and then I think back to like, years and years ago when I was younger, like I remember having hairs like this. To me, it was like more like a surfer haircut,
Yep.
Like you think of like a California surfer dude.
Yep.
He's got like the long flowing hair and stuff like that.
Right.
But
The skater cut. Like,
Yeah. but this has become such a unique thing, and I've kind of, mastered, at least what I think, this whole image of how to get this kind of look,
Yeah. You can go. You can say that. You mastered it.
Unfortunately, I'm not cutting any of those guys' hair, but
Yeah.
I have, some of them have said, oh, I wish you were in LA,
Yeah, man.
because if I was, I'd be doing a lot of their hair.
look,
but,
you're cutting my hair. Right?
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be bigger than all of them anyway. So
There you go. Hopefully.
especially
We'll see.
especially when we start your TikTok account today.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, let Julia. She started mine, dude. Let her start your TikTok.
My TikTok manager.
I
Dude.
really
Hire you
like
guys,
like,
yeah.
like a good,
Let's.
a cute. It's
Hey, listen. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
So, now, where does somebody take it from, being kind of known from some sort of drama, and then like, do you have to like, do you feel like you have to like redeem yourself at some point? You're just like, man, I'm just gonna naturally let it happen and be myself and let people realize who I am. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that was like just something that like I've always just kind of been like that. I don't really give a shit what people think of me. Like, it's just kind of who I am. Like I mean, even just like I paint my nails, like just little shit like that. Like I just don't care like about what people think. I just try to be like as raw and authentic as possible. And like just seeing that there's a lack of that in the YouTube space. Like a lot, like I said, everybody's putting on this facade. So just being able to like fill some sort of void where there's not a lot of content creators that are just being real and like raw and not over editing the crap out of their videos. And so I mean, I think there's an audience. I definitely think there's an audience there for it that wants to see that. So that's definitely like what I'm trying to capitalize on. And it's a lot easier too. It's not like it's just like I turn the camera on and I just act like me. I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. So yeah, that's kind of like my business model.
Yeah.
Like
what do you think about like TikTokers and stuff? Like
Yeah.
me, for example, when they first came out, I'm like, they're just standing there half naked doing this
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're like millionaires now.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't really disagree, but gotta respect the hustle of it.
Yeah.
You know, they found a way to make it work. You know, and it'll be interesting to see in like 3 years how they all like diversify themselves and how they branch off, because you know, like people
They're so
blew
young.
up. Yeah, they're so young, and people blew up off Vine. Like people blew up off, and then they fall off because they either you know, their audience loses interest or whatever it might be. So it'll be interesting to see how they evolve over the years too, and getting involved in different business ventures too. Like, you know, you can't just have all your eggs in one basket. You can't just be a TikToker, just be a YouTuber. I mean, like, you know that you're a businessman. You said, I mean, obviously you are.
Yeah.
You can't like you got to diversify yourself in some way. It can't just be coming from one place. So that's where I'm trying to go to, is just always looking at what's next. You know, not just looking at YouTube. So yeah, man.
So are you, you know, now let's talk about like college and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of successful people who have not gone to college, you know,
Absolutely.
and they don't need college. Like I did some college stuff, but I didn't like get like a full-on degree, whatever, you know. I have like mixed education. I have a certification in digital marketing from Columbia Business School, which is pretty cool.
There you go.
But I mean, like I don't have you know, like an MBA from like
Wharton.
Yale or something.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah, you know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah.
do you think, like, because a lot of people are watching, especially this demographic, there are people who are that age group of like, what do I do with my life? Like,
Yeah, man.
can I make it big on social media and become the next like Charlie? You know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely changing. Like, I've had like both these past summers, I've been like, all right, I'm done with school. Like, I can't do this anymore. And the only thing that's really kept me going is the fact that, like, you know, I do have thankfully I do have my scholarship from wrestling, so it's a free education. So it's kind of like a little bit. It's just hard to be like, oh, I'm gonna drop out and pursue social media full time when I'm literally getting school paid for me.
Yep.
It's such
But-
a good school.
Yeah, like UNC is a great school, so like I'm getting a communications degree, so it's not
Oh,
like
nice.
That's what I'm going.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what you know.
I mean that's
Yeah.
the way to go
That's
now,
fine.
right? I mean,
Do you have a specialization?
yeah, in media marketing, so
That's what,
yeah.
That sounds
That's
good.
exactly literally what
It's
we do.
like the classic, especially when I move with what you want to go into.
Exactly,
Like, that's
it's-
what I want to go into, but like different. Like I'm more into the talent management side.
Right,
of
right.
things, but-
Yeah, no, and like that's the thing is, I mean, if you're dedicated to like actually doing that, then that's great. But if you find yourself like not into school, like I know plenty of people that they just didn't like it. Like I mean, me personally, I didn't either. But you know, I think that like Ethan and Grayson, for example, they dropped out of school their freshman year and they made it work. You know, not everybody needs to go to college, and that's, you know, that's just like, I feel like an older mindset that's kind of starting to phase out. That you need a degree to do this, and you need, you know, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that continues to evolve.
All you need right now is a good haircut,
Yes, sir.
and you're golden, bro.
And some
But-
blue, some blue eyes, and
That's it. That's it.
I guess blue eyes is sad.
No, he's talking about my eyes.
yeah,
You know? Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like you literally can become like a heartthrob overnight if you just have like
Yeah,
good looks,
yeah.
good hair, and you post some content and you stare at the camera and hold your chin for 5 minutes. I mean, that's all you know.
yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like if that's an avenue that like that you can take, then, you know, why not, right?
Right,
But
right.
If you're getting brand deals or you're making money off YouTube and you're it's not even about making money. Like if you're happy doing what you're doing, then I just keep doing it. You know, it's
Mhm.
and that shows in a lot of people, like what they do. You know, you can tell the people that are really interested in the content they're making versus the people that are just doing it for the money.
Yeah. You think there's people out there just doing it for the money?
Oh yeah,
I mean, because you have to
absolutely.
have some.
I
talent.
think that a lot of people lose interest over time, and like you'll see. I mean, like, I don't want to call him out really, but like
Right.
like Jake Paul, like for example, like he was making content for a long time, and it seemed like he was super into it. Now it's like he's in the music industry and he's boxing and he's making money off of that.
Mhm.
So I mean, and that's great, yeah. But you see people like start to just get tired of the same thing that they've been doing for 5 years.
So, like, you know, when it comes to where do you think social media is headed? Like, is it going to be a lot more younger people just doing TikTok? Is Instagram
That's-
the next big?
No, I mean that's where like TikTok's where it seems to be right now, right? I mean everybody's blowing up on TikTok. You see like Instagram's making reels now, trying to like ride the coattails of TikTok. But
Right.
I mean, I think TikTok is where it's at. Like for people that want to blow up and want to blow up fast, that's where you have to be.
Yeah.
But I just don't know the longevity of it. I don't know. Like you see like things like Vine, and all of a sudden, Vine was dead, and then all these Viners that were famous had to find something else to do, and a lot of them either converted their audiences to YouTube or, just kind of fell off. So, I mean, the good thing about TikTok is like the conversion's crazy. Like you see the biggest TikTokers are having their Instagram accounts are massive, like Charlie and all the big TikTokers.
What's funny is when I was reaching out to a lot of these people in the beginning, no one had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They had like no YouTube presence whatsoever. So they saw me like, wow, this guy's got all these, they were like really cool with me. But now they're like, Steven who?
Yeah.
I mean, it's occasional. Some of them are like, all right, but for the most part, they're just like,
a lot of them.
We're so big, I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Come
I've been
on,
doing
man.
this for space.
More than doing it live,
Yeah,
like show some respect,
right?
You
No, I definitely get that, man.
But yeah,
and now they all have YouTube channels, though.
Exactly,
Right?
and some of them have blown up.
Oh yeah,
because they just have so many. Dude, what's crazy, and this is the whole thing about influence, is like I'll see one of them start like a live stream, and before you know it, they're up to like, 20,000 viewers in like 2 minutes. I'm like, what the hell?
It is absurd.
And you see like some major brand or some A-list celebrity, and they got like 500 viewers. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. These people are. I mean, but like I don't know. I don't really know because I don't even, like I said, I haven't used TikTok. But like I feel like everybody that I talk to nowadays is like obsessed with it. Like everybody's on it all the time. Like all my friends are like, if they're awake at 3 a.m, they're watching TikToks. Like it's like it is huge. So I mean, you can't. Yeah, right. Like I mean, you can't deny that like a lot of these people are getting a lot of success from it. So
let's talk about like brand deals. Did you learn the secret or any sort of inside scoop to getting brand deals, or like?
No, I'm still still haven't gotten my first brand deal yet. Hopefully, like I know like around Christmas, a lot of brands are like looking to do deals because obviously it's a big time for people to buy stuff. But I don't know. I think like once I get over 100K subscribers on my channel, and since I have an older demographic, hopefully I'll get some like ad read offers. I've been reaching out to like smaller like CBD companies because like that's something I use for my back pain and my anxiety and stuff like that. And like I mean I'm all about like health, like just eating as healthy as possible, being as healthy as possible. So that's like a big thing for me. I don't want to just work with any brand. I want something that aligns with what I believe in. So it's just waiting for the right one.
So like, are you like a health nut, like when it comes to food and all that?
I wouldn't call myself a health nut. Like I definitely have my cheat days, and like I definitely.
So like I've heard people, because I've tried being vegan before, and I have to tell you, I had the most energy I ever had. I lost so much weight. I was lean, and then of course I have like, family saying, oh, it's not healthy to be vegan. You're not getting the animal proteins that you need, and blah blah. Have you done any research on all that? Like,
I have actually, and it's funny. A lot of people do say like you're not getting the right proteins, you're not getting all the nutrients and vitamins that you need. But that's all about if you know what you're putting in your body, like then it doesn't really matter if it's coming from animal protein or soy protein or whey protein or whatever it might be. It's just all about I'm just big on knowing everything that's going into my body. So like when I eat something, I know how much protein's in it. I know so I guess I am a health nut, huh? I don't know. I know what's in the food that I'm putting in to fuel my body. And like ever since I've been vegan, it wasn't like a thing for me to lose weight. It's more of just like a moral thing, first of all, and like just because I've seen so many videos of like how animals are treated on like before they're killed, and like pigs and all that. It's just kind of nasty to me. And also, my dad had colon cancer when he was 30 years old, and that was like he attributed it largely to the fact that he ate like a lot of rare red meat. And so like for a while I was just eating really lean chicken, really lean turkey, and no red meat. And then I just figured like why not just cut it out altogether. And I don't I don't like milk, so like
Yeah.
drinking almond milk is no problem.
Milk doesn't like me.
Yeah, milk hates me too. I mean, there's actually like your body isn't meant to like process the enzyme, or your body doesn't have the enzyme that digests lactose past the age of like 2.5.
Oh, really?
I mean, and it makes sense because you're supposed to be breastfed or whatever, not supposed to be, but
Yeah, it's the best way.
It's the most natural way until you're 2 years old, and then your body doesn't have that enzyme to digest lactose anymore, which is why so many people are lactose intolerant. Like you talk to people and people are like, yeah, I eat an ice cream and I'm ready to go to the bathroom in 10
yeah.
minutes. It's like, yeah, well, that's because it's filled with lactose and your body doesn't like that. So there's a diagram that I've seen where it's like a vegan's artery, a vegetarian's artery versus like a meat eater's artery, and it's actually absurd the difference between the three. Like it's crazy.
All right, Ryan. So, how do you feel, man?
You killed it, man.
Thanks,
You absolutely killed it.
Thanks, man. I try, dude. I try.
No, best haircut. Hands down. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude.
So, what I try to do is do the recreation of like the kind of trending haircut right now. You know, where it's blended in here, and then we've got some length throughout the top and through here. Something that I can tell is going to be more suitable for you. You know,
Yes.
I didn't want to cut it super short here. I wanted to leave kind of a messier textured look.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
So what I did is I used like a number 3 in through here, and then a 4. I did taper it down slightly right here with like a number 2 guard, so it does have a really nice kind of natural taper. And then throughout the back here, what I did was I blended this in and worked this all into the length, knowing that I wanted to leave this long. So went through here, we got about, I'd say 2.5 to 3 inches long, and then 4, and then the very, very front here is probably about, I'd say 4.5 to 5 inches long. But the key is that it's all layered in through here, as you can see. And for a lot of these haircuts, I talk about that. Yes, you're gonna have hair coming down this way, but previously his hair was not blended or connected into here. It was just hair flopping down. So now, with the way I cut this, he can mess it up and do everything. And just by going like this, you've got more texture to it. You know, It's like instant texture.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So as far as, and you're gonna get this as a gift, dude.
Oh, dude,
This is my #1 selling product, Tidal Wave. So
man.
we created a TikToker hairstyle kit, which includes hold on to this, Tidal Wave, and then I've got the round brush. This is the 2-inch round brush that I use. That's ideal to get this kind of look to flips.
Gotcha.
And then my locked hairspray, right, which is the matte finish hairspray. So
Beautiful.
this is actually a TikToker kit.
There we go.
Available.
TikTok.
I mean, we had to do it. I said,
Yeah.
I'm using all these products in my videos for these types of looks. We'll not call it a TikToker hairstyle, and they're selling like crazy. We just launched it a few days ago, and it's selling like crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
if somebody doesn't want to purchase that, at least the Tidal Wave, you need some sort of spray that's going to give the hair some texture and some light hold,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Because if you don't have anything like that or the right haircut, it's just not gonna do anything. It's gonna fall flat for the most part. So then I blow dry it. I use the round brush, and for the look, you try to bring it back this way to kind of create a flip going upwards.
Right.
And then when you bring it back and down, the hair just wants to kind of go back up. So that's kind of the secret to getting that.
Dude, yeah.
And then I use my locked hairspray, which is a matte pliable hairspray, and here we have the finished look. So I want to do a spin around for everybody. Well, Ryan, what was the experience like aside from my new cologne and
Yep,
you liking
that
the
was
smell
good.
of it? What'd you think of that as far as like the technical side of? I know we were talking a lot, but
Yeah.
did you feel like I kind of knew what I was doing?
Dude,
or what?
you absolutely killed it. I mean, I said it before, like, best haircut I've had. I mean, I always try to tell people what I want, and they just, like, this is what I'm trying to describe.
Right.
And nobody seems to understand that.
Right.
You literally, like, you nailed it right
I just
now.
did it. Bro.
Yeah,
you were like, do what you want.
I came in here and I said, you have free reigns over my head, and you nailed it. So, I mean, yeah, I could not be happier with the final product.
That's
honestly.
awesome, man. Thank
It's
you.
great. Looks great.
So as far as your YouTube channel,
Yep.
Instagram, tell everyone.
Yeah, YouTube channel is just YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat are just my name, Ryan Karoly, Karoly for all you. And my Twitter is Karoly_Ryan because somebody else has my handle. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why
Jeez.
somebody has that, but
Oh my gosh.
and my TikTok actually.
We're gonna start today.
We're gonna
man.
start it today.
Right?
But I do have a handle, and it's Ryan Karoly 1 because someone took Ryan Karoly.
Jeez.
So Brian Karoly 1. Follow the TikTok, and maybe you'll see some content starting today.
Cool.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
thank you, man. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys,
Thank you guys.
so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.